everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here with your 6-month reading for 2024. Would you believe this? We're already into January 2024 in the next few days anyways, is when I'm actually recording this. And I must tell you that I actually tried recording this a little bit earlier and somehow it didn't quite work. The audio was just messed up. So I am really hoping that it works for us right now. And that's Mercury in retrograde. It's going to be direct on January 1st, or basically in the first week. And as planets, just like, large planets like this are turning direct, it takes a little bit to kind of get into the flow of things. And so we're just going to get right into this. And I just wanted to mention January or 2024 is going to be a very different year in comparison to what we've been through in 2023 and in some other, like our past years since probably 2020, I'd have to say. It's been a very different 3 years. But this is also the deconstruction of the systems that we have been in. This is what is happening. And I believe 2024 is going to be a transitional year. It's going to be a year where we're going to see a lot of these systems change. We're going to see even that much more truths coming out when it comes to our history, legalities that might come into play because of the truths coming out. Definitely some reformation with the systems that are there. And I'm talking about a completely global-wide system deconstruction. So let's get right into this. So in my first attempt at doing this, I was using different decks of cards. Now, I asked my guides today to find out whether or not I should use the same cards that I've chosen. And they said no. And this was just a day ago. So in my opinion, what is happening right now is every single day brings something completely different. We are changing on such a massive level that every day brings something brand spanking new. So I have to say that it's going to be very interesting to see. So we're going to head into January, and I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. Sorry, it's really, really bright there. Alberto Villaldo, Colette Baron-Reid, and Marcella Lobos. So we're going to be going straight into January. So let me pick the card. I've picked the cards, but I haven't looked at them. So here's January. The rainbow. Now, rainbows are always seem to be promised when it comes to really crazy weather. And it's also a promise. It's like a promise from spirit to let us know that new days are coming, new dawns are coming, different things will be coming up for us. And the way I see it is this gives us a promise of January. January is where we're going to always have to look at what we have in front of us and discern whether or not it's truth, discern whether or not it actually resonates with our intuition, using our intuition to figure out whether or not it works for us. And so it tells us, like, I'm thinking about researching, doing our own researching on everything that's kind of thrown at us, as also when it comes to our health. Health is going to be playing a very big role too, because we are changing on such a cellular level that we will be finding some different symptoms that might come up, but also noticing that the symptoms are actually going to reduce as well for what we've actually dealt with in this last year. So let's go to this and let's find out what the rainbow says in the guidebook. The essence. The rainbow symbolizes the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifests as the colors of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence, Ugh. The rainbow also represents the bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it is in an affirmation that all is well and that you are in right relationship with spirit. So the invitation for this is the rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is over. Persevere and remember that it is darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still darkest. But do not claim victory yet Do not claim victory yet or let your guard down fully. The medicine, don't get caught in pursuit of the illusion of a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now in the moment by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions and do not be led astray by daydreams. Now, this is interesting just because we have been going through the kind of the dark night of the soul in the last several years. And I'm seeing that also we're going to see a little bit more of that within this 2024. However, as we're going through the year, we're going to find that we're shedding that skin of the darkest parts of us, and also we're going to see other people shedding their darkest skins. So it's that transformational time period between, especially from January to June, and in the latter half of the year, we're going to see a lot more what looks like little inklings of the golden era, the golden earth that is coming. So this is also saying at this time, the transformations are going to be so great, especially January. January is looking at this transition into something different. And there is that illusion of the pot of gold. We want to get our ducks in a row before actively pursuing them in an active role, whether it's just kind of focusing on yourself if you're looking for the relationship, or looking for a relationship that's a romantic relationship, or relationships that are wanting to come to you for key aspects in your life with regards to career and so forth. Just make sure that you are focusing on within yourself. Focus to get yourself on, like, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, making everything just kind of good with yourself. Be okay with yourself before you accept anyone else, and don't try too hard. That's the relationship wise. Don't try too hard in your career or in creative projects as well. Don't push against the grain at this time. Just allow things to come to you and allow the ideas to come to you as well. So this is the interesting thing about January. January brings this newness. We're looking at planetary aspects that also forge the information as well. In the last little while, we probably wouldn't have made some big decisions, but in the near future, which is in January, we're going to see a little bit more in the way of motivation towards things, towards creative efforts, towards making an income, because we have to. As we transition between the 3D and the 5D, also remember that you're here. You're here at this point, that living in the present is a very big importance at this time too, because as we move towards the 5D or other dimensional level of our evolution of consciousness, then we're going to see that living in the present is very important. Everything that we think of, we manifest in the present time. So it's going to be very interesting. So January is kind of allow things to happen, making sure that you're decluttering, organizing, making everything that you see, just make sure that you're researching it and not taking biased opinions. Try to look at things from an outer point of view with no bias whatsoever. And that comes to everything globally as well. Very, very discerning with the global things. We're going to get a lot thrown at us. We're going to get a lot of testing from the powers that are trying to control. And we need to be very discerning and follow our intuition on what resonates with us. Okay, let's go on to February. I'm so anxious for this. This is cool. So February is the Rainmaker. And I'm just going to read the card, and then I'm going to just say my ideas with this. And it's funny, it's the next card. So first one is actually number 41. This is number 42. So in the Rainmaker, I also feel that the Rainmaker is someone who's basically doing something in order to bring something about. So when it's the Rainmaker allows the magic to happen and basically forges this magic into their want and desire to see something manifest. So let's take a look at this. The essence. The Rainmaker is the master of manifestation who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. When this power is used for personal gain only, everyone suffers. When the earth is parched, the rainmaker calls the waters from the heavens, and all that is dormant in the field and in people's hearts springs to life again. The invitation, the rainmaker is calling you to create something new from the elements that are already in your life. Be sure you work with what is and not with what might be or could have been. That's living the present. The seeds that have been silently germinating in your heart will burst forth ready for the sunlight. Do not hold back. Pull all your chips on the next roll of the divine dice. The medicine for this, recognize how you are co-creating your world. Nothing is happening out there without your involvement. Remember that the world is only mirroring back to you the condition of your love and your intent. So change these within before you take action. And that's exactly what I was saying. Do not take life personally. And that's also remembering joy, remembering how to create and create more joy within your life by doing things you love. This might also mean the possibility of looking at a change in residence, a change in job, if you haven't actually experienced that yet, or a change in relationship, and being open to the things, understanding that the rainmaker is magical, creates a manifestation that you may not have ever thought would happen. So in this case, what it's saying is allow yourself to be open to change, open to opportunities that could come to you because of changes that you are doing. So, or that that's being imparted upon you as well. So the other thing too that this is saying is we're having to take our ideas and everything that we're doing, especially if you're starting a business or if you're in as an entrepreneur for your own business or working for someone else. What you're doing at this time is recognizing what you can contribute to the rest of the world and knowing that you have to share it. So, and it's very important. The collective now is going to feel that involvement. Each and every person has something to offer, and we do, each and every one of us have a purpose. We're all very unique, and don't ever think that anything that you want to do, that you have, is like a comparison. Give a comparison to someone else because you're unique, and your unique gifts are always part of expression into this world. We need it, no matter what you think. So that's what this is. The manifestation part in February is basically because the planetary alignments are moving towards a movement of motivation, of recognition, of leadership, of manifestation, and it's kind of saying, be careful what you wish for because you can get it. February also being a month of love because of Valentine's Day, which is my birthday too, by the way. So it's just love. It's going to start to trump everything else. Like it's love in itself is basically going to become more and more part of us, and also to recognize if it's not in your life or you don't feel that it's in your life, find out where it is that you're lacking and why. Why is that the case? Don't ruminate upon things that have happened in the past. Just let that go and just realize, okay, so is this a past life thing? Is this something that that I need to work on for myself? Always, because everybody's around, everybody that's around you, whether it's a romantic relationship or friendship or whatever, gives you a reflection of what you need to learn for yourself. And in this case, especially in this time of recognizing love and bringing love into the fore and the compassion that we're going to be generating within the world and the global arena, we need to recognize what is it that is reflecting upon us? What is it that we need to work on and to let go of in the final parts of this letting go time, this darkest hour that we need to let go. So anyway, let's look at March. That's January, February. It's really neat. The rainbow, the rainmaker, the R's. Let's look at March. March is the child. Okay, so living as a child. Now, as an individual who basically is going from 3D to a 5D or higher dimensional status because of our higher or evolution of consciousness, we also need to look at going back to our childlike qualities. So, in other words, curiosity, bringing curiosity back to the fore, bringing joy without abandon back to our lives, without even thinking about it. And that, I think, said as well, don't take yourself so seriously, or don't take life so seriously. It's because of the fact that what we're going through, everything that we've seen, everything around us is an illusion. And if that's the case, what we're doing, it's almost like virtual reality in a general term that we're seeing, that we're living in. So if that is the case, and we're moving into a higher dimensional status, to go back to being that childlike, or having childlike qualities, remember to play. Do you remember how to play? I'm just asking, actually, as an adult, do you remember how to play? If you have children, maybe you do, because I do know other people that actually have brought back childlike qualities in their lives, and it's wonderful to see that. So let's look at what it has to say about the child. The child knows the way to joy and happiness. The child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdom and not of naivete. This card allows you to correct your course and offers you a second chance. It brings you the possibility of redemption and entering heaven while on earth. And that's what we're going toward. The invitation. The child is here to release you from the habit of being yourself and to help you acquire a beginner's mind so that you can see life as if for the first time. Remain open to learning and discovery. Who is your spouse or partner today? Can you see them with fresh eyes? Who is looking back at you in the mirror this morning? Become a mystery unto yourself and reconnect with a sense of childlike wonder, like I said. Medicine, the child comes to show you how you can correct the course of your life without being punished. Set yourself free from your own conditioning for suffering. You are born unfettered and happy, and can be so again if you make the right choice, or the choice right now. The child will help you climb out of the hole you may have dug yourself into to recover your sense of play. And this is beautiful because we're basically about to enter, if not, we're on the precipice of entering a time where we have never seen in human history. Well, in our human history, maybe over the last 26,000 years. I do believe that we have had many different civilizations before that has not actually made it to the history books. But that is, again, that's actually for another video. So in any case, this is saying we're given the chance to be able to see things from a new set of eyes, and from a higher perspective as well, with that evolutionary consciousness that we're dealing with right now. So in this particular time period, this is saying take what you've known before and revamp it. If you are, say, you're actually doing something, and I think this is actually very pertinent for some of the things that I'm doing as creative projects. If you were writing anything, say for example, or you're doing other creative projects, or even renovating, revisit that. If you thought about it but you haven't actually done it, then rethink it and basically come up with some different organization, or step-by-step processes before you actually try it again. Or just do it. Like, if you haven't done it, do it. This is a time, this is March, this is new, and it's also the month that is leading into April. April, I think, is going to be a very transformative month. It's leading into a time period where we also need to be prepared for anything that could come up. However, everything is new from this point forward. As a child, we're always experiencing something completely different because we don't know, we're just learning, right? And this is exactly where this is coming from, where maybe it's also a time for people who have been thinking about education and going and taking courses. This is a great time to maybe start or think about it, and put some efforts into it, or put your money aside for it, to start later on. This is a really good time. March is new, it's springing, there's all sorts of things that are happening there, but it's also springing into the next month, April. And let's take a look at what April has to offer here. So April is wind. Now, wind is also very changing. Now, this is perfect for April, from what I'm getting from April, because wind is it can be so many different things. It can be very gentle. It could be just enough to just move things around, or it can be a whirlwind, no pun intended, to become extremely devastating. And I'm gonna hazard a guess to say that basically we're looking at probably all of it in this particular month. That's not to scare people, and I encourage you not to go into a state of fear for this, but we might see things that we're not expecting. The wind might actually bring things in that the powers that are trying to control are actually orchestrating or putting into our life, our paradigm in order to deal with. That's the test that goes with this. And plus, March and April bring some planetary alignments, which also offer solar eclipse and some a lunar eclipse as well, with very major energies. So looking at that and how high our solar activity has been as well, things to look at. I'm thinking that this is kind of something that could just bring something out of nowhere. So let's look at wind and see where we're at here. So the essence, the symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the four directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. Some may be south, carrying a new sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. Sometimes that's not exactly feeling great, but like it's the change is never great. West, calling you to more introspection, to a willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachment and ego desires. Very important at this time. North, moving to bring you wisdom and strength. East, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever way the wind is blowing for you, the message which the wind whispers or shouts is a challenge. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exultation in moving toward it and receiving its lesson. The invitation here, when the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. Yeah, no joke, right? Perhaps you need to change your mind about something, or perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic. And now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is in the highest good of all. The medicine, when wind comes as medicine, you're being invited to recognize the value of chaos. Okay, so like I said, very transformative month. Windstorms provide necessary chaos to clear the air and spread seeds so plants and trees can take root in new fields. Right now, it may seem as if your world has been turned upside down, but this is a temporary storm that will blow over. Perhaps communication has broken down between you and another, or your many to-do lists are overwhelming you. The medicine is to simplify, slow down, course correct if you need to, and wait out the storm to clean things up. Just know that all storms have great value if you can remain neutral during their course. Great clarity and good things will come from it all. Remember, this too shall pass. Now, like I said, I'm positive that something is going to happen in April. I don't know exactly what that is. 2024 through 2026, I've been getting some very interesting things that might happen. And I intend on doing another video so that I can say what my ideas are in this time period. But I want to say that wind, especially coming in April and knowing that April is such a transformative month, just be on the lookout, be prepared for anything. And that means for anything that's happening globally or to yourself. Maybe have your own organization or stash, I guess, of food, of security things that you need to, if you so desire. The other thing too is recognizing that you are taken care of by spirit, recognizing and knowing that you are protected as well. So the winds of change will come, but you will prevail, because humanity has had many different times where we have recovered. And know that we will be at this point too, that also brings us compassion to other people who are in a more dire situation than we are. This is a heart opening year. This is a time for tapping in to the love that we have within us, that has basically embodied us and was with us from the moment that we were born. And I'm talking born in all incarnations here. So we have so much love to give, and so much love that we need to bring into ourselves for self-love, recognizing that we are way more than we think we are, that this is what is going to be tapping into that. So whatever disasters, chaos, whatever you want to call it, that's happening, yes, you're going to see quite a few of that in this year, as well as the earth herself, Mother Gaia, is going to change. She's got to change. That's just the way she is, right? So, and we all do the same thing. When you're going through massive changes, just like what Mother Earth is going to do, then you're going to see all sorts of things that could come up. So we've been seeing floods, we've been seeing fires, we've been seeing earthquakes and volcanic reactions. We've been seeing all sorts of things that have been happening all over the planet, that have put people in jeopardy. And so this is where that compassion will start to be triggered for us, if not, triggered even that much more for our fellow brothers and sisters out there. So let's now look at May. The heart of sky. Oh, that is beautiful. The heart of sky, it actually matches with my sky, my back there. So the heart of sky. Oh, this is beautiful. So May is also that time period where things start to grow. And especially in the Northern Hemisphere, we kind of finish our winter and we're into the growing season, the planting season, basically. And this is also coming on the heels of the tapping into the compassionate sides of each and every one of us. So let's have a look here of the heart of sky in the guidebook. So the essence is this. The heart of sky is the love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. This primeval force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of sky helps us call in beauty from the invisible world and birth it into the world of matter. The invitation? The heart of sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by the heart of sky. Set your intention ethically and clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. The medicine: you may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. This takes you into a dark hole when you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. Now, this is so perfect because this is saying that we're also, it's interesting that this is also a time where if you're into the chakras, that the energy systems that we have, our root chakra, which is at the base of our spine, and the sacral chakra, which is right behind the belly button, originating from the spine and moving in a circular pattern. These chakras are being activated and tapped into. And I believe in every year from this point forward, our chakras are going to start to align even that much more. So each chakra levels are going to be activated. So we've got the root and the sacral. We might have the solar plexus of the heart in the next year, like 2025, maybe in the 2026. Now we've got the throat and the third eye, and then eventually, all of a sudden, now we've got the crown, which is that that combination and that communication that is completely pure from source. And we can tap into this at this time using the root and the sacral chakra. Now that allows us to be connected with the earth, connected with our family and relationship, our ancestral heritage, and also the sacral. So it's a sensual, sexual part of us as well, and that it's not necessarily the physical act of sex. It is actually the part of creation, and that's what this talks about here, is that our manifestation capabilities are going to be increasing tenfold by the time we get to the latter half of 2024. So I'm looking at May as being that, oh my, let's see here. I can manifest this. So be careful what you wish for and be careful what you're thinking about because you can manifest it. And this is where the creative efforts of ourselves, creating that which we want to see in the world, is going to become very prevalent in May. So we're working our way up to that. But at this point, May is going to be a transformational a transformational month as well, to bring us into a manifestation of our capabilities, and also knowing that we are communicating with spirit so effortlessly, that also tying us to the earth. And so again, getting this entire connection of the flow of energy from source right down to Gaia. I also feel that this might also bring some more earth difficulties, so some more natural disasters. Not to say that, but it might bring in some more naturalness because of the chaos that Mother Earth is also going through and shedding in her transformation, her evolutionary consciousness transformation. So now let's go on to June and see what we're ending this first 6 months with. The Gatherer. Okay. So now in gathering, we're basically also looking at planting and maybe actually getting what we've planted. So uh, the whatchamacallit, the fruit of our labor there. So this could also kind of deal with that. And the fruits of our labor are also, if you want to call it something physical or lack thereof, basically we're looking at that that we've been trying to create in our creative projects, or as an entrepreneur. Basically this could be a very fruitful month, and knowing that it's here, that the gathering also with community, recognizing, and it's been said in the six months as well, the cards, that we are also becoming more and more attuned with the community, the like-minded communities, and you'll see more and more of these like-minded communities popping up, so that you can relate. There will be at least one of them, or quite a few of them that you can relate to. So let's look at the gatherer and see where we're at there. The essence. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. The invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance, and it is. This basically 2024 onward is going to be recognizing how abundant we are. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. The medicine. Do not wander too far afield in search for what spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current situations or current conditions, and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. This really screams collective or community to me, but also it's saying, from past conditioning, we've also learned from our parents or grandparents that we might have um, always had to work hard in order to get what we want. And in this case, this might also change that outlook. It doesn't mean that you don't have to put in effort. Effort is different than actually working hard. And I think that's also what we're moving into, is recognizing that our efforts are fruitful, that our efforts will bring successes no matter what. And if you can also set your mindset to that, and recognizing that the financial situation here is going to be changing so rapidly this year, that always feeling that you need to make money is not going to be your high priority right now. And I'm saying that just plain out, that it's not going to become that prevalent in your mind, because of the fact that it is changing so much. You really can't keep up. We can't keep up. This is the third dimension realm that deals with all the physical masculine kind of dealing with money, and it's going to change. It's our mindsets are going to be changing because of our evolution of consciousness, that we will not be looking at it the same way. We will not be looking at income or making money the same way as maybe other people. So knowing that that's the case, living in the present, recognizing that you have what you have right now, and be thankful and grateful for what you have, no matter what it is. If you have a roof over your head, please say thank you for that. It's a time of recognizing your abundances and recognizing that there's more and more that's coming to you, because the more you recognize that you are abundant and the more you are grateful for it, the more you will have coming to you. This is a transformative reading, and I see that the first 6 months, it's not going to be easy. Because I'm just saying right now, it is going to be challenging because of other forces, outside forces that are going to be trying to make things challenging for us. But dealing with what's within, we have a lot to be thankful for, and we are going to be growing on a exponentially spiritually. So let's have a look at the first 6 months again. We have the rainbow, and this is basically recognizing that the chakras, we're starting with the knowledge that a promise is being made, that we will become abundant. We will have that abundance available to us in the present time as well. Excuse me. The rainmaker is creating. It's about manifestation, creating, making love happen, and getting that forward. It's also working with the planetary alignments as well. So we go on to the child, who kind of looks at everything that is happening with a childlike view, and recognizing that joy is still there, joy, and not taking our lives so seriously, that we can offer the time for creating, for play, and not forgetting that we do have that within us. Then we go to the wind in April, and we're now looking at a change. So the wind is going to make changes. I think it's probably going to be changing on quite a number of levels, and probably every day, weekly. So we're looking at transformation and recognizing that we definitely have to just be prepared for things that might be changing at that time. But it's also a time of newness, where in the heart of sky, that is May, we have this newness, this opportunity for manifesting all that we've wanted, and manifesting things that we want in our collective, but also recognizing that we have the knowledge and the wisdom to share with the collective. And in June, our last card here, the Gatherer, is pretty much bringing the fruits of our labor into manifestation, and knowing that we have this capability of abundance, that from the very get-go we have, just taking away that and throwing away that feeling of lack, or what we've known as previous conditioning from our parents or grandparents, and how they had to work hard, and basically a lack mindset came through, especially when it came to the monetary and financial situation that they might have been in. Things are very different at this time, and we're moving forward in such a huge capacity right now, and especially the first 6 months are going to be extremely amazing when it comes to our spiritual growth. So recognize that that we are changing on a daily level, and our evolutionary consciousness is just growing rapidly, because we're breaching that time period, or we're breaching that moment where we're about to move into the 5D consciousness, and it's remarkable. So anyways, I hope that this helps, and I will be putting out probably a little bit of a video, just to say my insights for at least 2024, or 2024, maybe 2024 through 2026. I'm not 100% sure where that's going to lead yet, but I'll just consult my guides and find out. So if you enjoy this video, then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Also, I put out a weekly newsletter that is free at my website, takebackyourpower.live or live. And just sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get some channelings that I do, basically channelings, and a one card reading for the week ahead, so that it'll help you along your spiritual path, and whatever's going to be growing like crazy in the near future. So once again, I thank you so much for so much for watching and watching all my videos. Thank you for this year, this beautiful year that you've given me. And I wish you the best, happy new year, full of joy, abundance, and treasures. And we'll see you in the next video. Again, bye for now.